Leo, 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 this is the second time I'm doing your reading, and I'm going to pull all new cards, but I am going to tell you just a little bit about what it was. It said that you need to take care of yourself and focus on, you needed, it originally says you, I mean the same cards. It said that you needed to focus on, it's so good when the spirit is that clear. Okay, so you need to focus on yourself and you need to pursue your real passion and purpose in life. I'd take a class, get a mentor, do something like that. Follow your passion, that's where your purpose is, and that's where your fortune is, okay? And then it said that there's going to be a love coming in, and then it said you're doing some manifesting with pulling things together, and then it said that there's going to be a tower moment, and that's where we were. We were clarifying something. We're trying to clarify what this tower moment was, and I don't want to say what my thoughts were, but you had a Queen of Swords that was trying to warn you about this tower moment that was going to come up. And then we talked a bit about that. And then on the other side of the tower moment, you had Ace of Cups. So you had another offer coming in. And then the card after that was the I don't need those. Was the Five of Swords, I believe, in the reverse. So it wasn't that you were being defeated. It was that you were the one who defeat the other side. So you won. So that's what we're trying to figure out what that tower moment was. And I think I told you you're trying to figure out your purpose because that's the key to life. Did I tell you that? And I got that, not in a traditional way and not the same way that it's coming through right now. But anyways, that's the message that you didn't get. And you can either take what you want with that or not. But if you were to take anything from it, if you've not been taking care of yourself, please do. Please do. Okay, so the first card that you got, as I was telling you all about your last reading that I flushed, you've got Vertigo, and it is whatever you choose will be correct. And oh my gosh, it has a great big key on it. Isn't that funny? That's a beautiful thing. So what does that mean? Okay, so that goes back to kind of like what I was saying, like follow your passion or whatever. And I don't know what's going to come out in this because to be honest with you, I'm thinking too much on the reading because it was really good. I mean, it was definitely up and down, but you won at the end, and I love that. Okay, what does it mean? What does this mean? This beautiful card with all these different keys in it. And then this like beautiful one right here. Okay, so basically this is like the master key, the grand key. And you probably don't realize this, or it's just a good time to remind yourself, is that anything that you want, that you can see in your mind, you can have. You have the key to your kingdom. You are a Leo, which is a king, like the friendly king, the lovable king. You were voted king of the jungle when you live in the desert. So, I mean, think about this. Think how unique that is, okay? You have the ability to unlock all of your heart's desires and to manifest your life's highest purpose. You have the key. It is within you. What is it that you want? See it. Say it. go into your head, meditate, craft that key, and ask your higher purpose or your spirit or God, whatever you want to call him, to start to show you the way. If you need more help on this, let me know. I can do a video on that. I'm very good at this. I'll just leave it right there. Okay. Everything's yours for the taking. And I'll tell you this, is that anybody who is interested in that, like I said, just leave me a line. And there are ways to manifest things in your life that happen so quickly. It's a beautiful thing if you have never really looked into that. Okay, so your angel wisdom is the 9 of Earth. And it says, enjoying the fruits of your labors. Hard work that has led to a harmonious life, buying yourself something special, happy and successful, self-employed, enjoying the solitude. How interesting that this is very much along the line of the other card. It wasn't that card. The other card said you need to do your passion. And this is kind of like me telling you that story is like, yeah, and then you make it. And it sounds like you're an entrepreneur, and it sounds like, and it's like, it says right here, happy and successful, self-employed, a luxurious life, buying yourself something special. Do it. Ask for help if you need it. Okay, so the first card is a Page of Pentacles. It's basically saying is that once you do decide to be aware of your highest purpose and maybe start to put that into a forward motion, it's a new job. That's what it says right there, new job, okay? I love these cards because they have definitions, like standard definitions on them, but it also has like the sun or the planet, and like it's like a Virgo and Saturn. Is it Virgo and Saturn? Yes. Why am I drawing a blank? Hang on. No, duh. It's Virgo and Mercury, which is communication, okay? And so basically this Page of Pentacles, it's like, here's the reason why it means this, is because Mercury, when Mercury is in its highest form with Virgo, because Virgo is communication and so is Mercury. It's like when there's Mercury retrograde, it's like that's when your emails don't go through and your mail gets lost and radio stations go off the air, and what I think like FAA even shut down this year, or there's a moment. It means a lapse in communication, okay? So that's retrograde. We're not in retrograde. This says new job coming in. You are going to have it if you pursue this, okay? If you don't sit and hide because you're tired at your house or you're not wanting to deal with people, and you're willing to want to learn something and do something new so you can have what you really want, okay? This opportunity is here for you. It is absolutely here for you. And the next card is the 8 of Cups, and that definitely says that you are going to be moving on, and there's going to be a lot of self-discovery and self-discovery is such we've got the moon in this card, okay? So the moon, is kind of like, can be like the shadow self. And in self-discovery, it's not like, wow, I didn't discover how much I like this. It's like, wow, I can't believe that this aspect of my personality or my planetary alignment in my birth chart has held me back from this, which should have been mine, and that can be really sad and hard to deal with, and but you will get through it. It's Saturn. It could be your Saturn return. It could be it's very Pisces, like kind of like hidden, type of thing. It's when you move on from something, you're not only are you going towards hope, hopefully, but you're also leaving something that you once hoped in and hoped for, and that can be really hard, but you're always going to come out. I mean, this is the Nine of Cups. It's moving on and it looks really sad and you're depressed and all that kind of stuff. But there's just the next card is the Ten of Cups. And that is the jackpot, baby. That is the family, the home, the money, that is fortune and wealth. That is the lottery ticket, okay? That's the goal. The next card that she pulled out is the Page of Swords. Okay, and it is ruled by the Sun in Gemini. And Gemini is not super crazy about the Sun, because Gemini has two personalities, essentially. It's the sign with the two faces, and they're looking away from each other. And so that means that they're really good at communicating. It could be that you're going to be pursuing something in communication or writing. Gemini is the writer. They are amazing storytellers. I know a Gemini who wrote commercials, and he won I don't know what it's called, an Academy Award style award for the commercial jingles that he would write. And Geminis are all about the relationships and bringing people together, and they've got such wonderful personalities and such wonderful purpose and intent. But there's a dark side of that, because there's polarity in everything, right? And so sometimes they can, tell you what you want to hear instead of what's really going on. But it comes from a good spot. But here's the deal. All I'm saying is that for some of you, your next job, passion, purpose may have something to do with writing or something in communication. There may be a little bit of delay in the process of the new job and moving on to the new life. There may be a little setback. So just keep your eyes and ears really aware. Don't talk too much to yourself in your head. I'm going to pull a card on that. What is this that is going to be? What is it that we're curious what it is that could possibly be delayed? Hopefully not. So the card that came out is the Star card, which is really great because that's you. Okay, and you're absolutely the star. You're magic. Okay, you are. This basically means that you are healing and will heal. Okay, from this moving on phase, that shadow phase that we talked about. And in the delay, you need to just realize is that everything is going to work out. Everything is going to work out. And I normally wouldn't read this many cards that came out, but they are really fitting just for this, so I am going to. The card that came out with the Star is the Two of Swords. Okay. The Two Swords is basically a person with the water, the lake behind her, okay? And, water is associated with love. And so she's got her back. This person, or it doesn't matter man or woman, it's the energy, is that they have their back to it, and they have these swords up, and it's like they're protecting themselves from the heavens, but blindfolded. What? Does that make sense? Somebody's scared to death, and you're scared to death. You have some decisions to make, but you are like, oh no, I have to make these decisions. And it's like, yeah, but they're called make a decision on an opportunity. Okay? Take the blindfold off. Realize you're the only one there. All right? The moon is like, you're the only one there. Libra's like, don't you understand? Libra, ruled by Venus, is like, we're the only ones here. There's not even this. You know, she's like, there's not even any of this going on. Make a decision according to your purpose, your passion, your higher self. Okay? And once you do, life's going to happen real fast. Real fast. Hang on. Life is going to happen fast because it's going to feel a little bit like it's on fire. Okay? The Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands means there's going to be a lot of work, but it's coming in through the energy of Saturn and Sagittarius. It's going to be a lot of work, but you're probably going to enjoy it. The Ten of Wands is a fire card. So, like a fire sign. Okay, so it's like, you know, and usually fires, you know, don't last too long. And it's, I'm not gonna like tell you that it's gonna be easy. There's gonna be a period of really hard work. Let us see the reward. Tell us what Leo's reward is. Can we just have one? Oh. Okay, I'm just gonna look on the bottom of this. Okay, but they spit lots of cards out. First of all, the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. If after all of this hard work, okay, we're asking like, what's give us the prize, give us the, you know, the goodness that comes through this. And it's like, oh, you're gonna have a Wheel of Fortune moment. Okay, so this is a fated event. I don't like to read all these cards. But I'm going to, okay, because I glanced at them. And okay, so the first thing that you got is the Wheel of Fortune. The next one that I saw was the moon. Basically, I have Bruno Mars howling at the moon. It's coming out in my head. Okay, here's the deal. There's big stuff going on, either around you that you're unaware of, or that you're working on something and not telling people around you. Either way, it's okay. It could be you have a fated moment. You have a fate is coming your direction. You don't even see it coming. Okay. So we're just gonna do it just because this is how they came out. All right. Here's your storyline. Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords simply means in this deck you have released yourself. You're releasing yourself. You're gone. You're like, I am completely fine being myself. And you know what happens? Boom. The Knight of Wands. You find your direction. You're beating the drums to your own rhythm. You are free. You are no longer held back. You are on fire. You are on fire meaning amazing. You are happy. Look how happy you are. Just look at the energy in that. Like, you're playing with fire. You're like, I've gone through so much. Fire doesn't even scare me. I enjoy it. Okay? You're finding your higher self. You're enjoying yourself. You're learning. You have an amazing intuition. You're gifted. You understand things that others don't. You got the Queen of Cups in reverse. She drives me nuts. You're not a damsel in distress. The Queen of Cups, like here, she's like, oh, I see her as like surrendering, like, oh no, let me go. You're a queen. You're not being held back. You're not. You are. You're rewriting your title. I don't know what that means. So maybe like that, because the only way I would ever want the Queen of Cups is if it was in reverse, because I think that she's like off in La La Land. Okay, she's like, oh, I'm all about love, but she like loves statues. I mean, she's not paying attention to anything. She's always got her eyes closed, and she doesn't have the psychicness, you know, like of High Priestess, you know, who doesn't even have eyes. Okay, she's always like wandering around in La La Land. So the whole idea that she's coming out in reverse tells me like maybe you're no longer going to be controlled or told what type of how you're supposed to act or how you're supposed to be because you have this title or you come from here, these are your parents or whatever the nonsense is. Okay, but whatever label society has given you, you're like, no more. Oh. I do not believe that these cards actually, I think that just too many of them came out, but I will tell you the way that I feel them is that basically this is confirmation that this is a process that you cannot escape, that you've got to free yourself from. The Nine of Swords. You had the Nine of Cups, or the Eight of Cups, the Nine of Swords. You need to really free yourself and let go limited thinking that was holding you back. And it's probably the way that you think about yourself. Not that you put it there, somebody else did, but you hear it as your own voice now. And this is just confirmation that you need to let this go. Let this go. Let this go. Let this go. And it's kind of like, here's like the angel who's like swooshing, like your garden angel who's like, and we're just going to, now that you've released it, I'm going to make sure that it goes on its way. Okay? Don't worry, I've got it from here. You can always call on your guardian angel. You can call on any angel. You can call on a spirit. They're right here. Okay? And this is the Devil, and this is a really beautiful card because it is upside down. And so the traditional deal of the Devil is like this, and he's got this marionette that he can control. But in the reverse is you have broken free of whatever has been controlling you. This is such a beautiful, beautiful reading, and it is a real reading. And it sounds to me like it can almost be like a yearly reading because there's so much that transpires. But then again, life, it happens just like that. Think about what you want, write it down. And then the people who have what you want, not to say that you want something that somebody else has, but do you have those characteristics? And if you don't, then write down the characteristics of the person you think it does. Like, so if you want to have this type of job, okay, what type of person has that job? What do they look like? What do they eat? Who do they hang around with? What do they dress? How do they speak? Who are their friends? And then if you are missing any of those characteristics, adopt them. I say this all the time, okay? Adopt them. Then you will become them. And I had somebody say to me, well, I want to be like all these, millionaires, but I don't have any friends that are millionaires. All I have are just friends like that live in my neighborhood, and or then what you do is you read books and you listen to podcasts, and you surround yourself with a voice of the people of lifestyles that you want, and you will become that person. And when you start doing things quickly change. If you have any questions on that, specifically in manifestation, you can leave a message and I can always make a video. Or if you're having problems manifesting something that you're wanting. Okay, well, this was a lot of fun, Leo. I'll see you next time.